Because I often have a hard time working with feelings and vocalizing my experience with words, using this art process where I write a word as if it's stitched provides me with a way to stay engaged with the feeling, to stay present with a little longer than usual. The simplest steps are ask yourself what word's coming up. What describes how I'm feeling? When that word comes up, write it down in whatever script is most fluid or accessible for your hand, intuitively. Then begin to change that script into small shapes that might mimic the look of stitches. This makes it look sort of like an embroidery stitch. When I render the word as if it's stitched, I recall the process of embroidery, which involves piercing through a surface. This reminds me to dive deeper and ask myself, where am I feeling this word in my body? What other sensorial information does that bring forth? What other experiences in my life bring up that same emotion or sensation? When I dive beneath the surface of the fabric, or I make a dotted line on the paper, I can pierce back through the fabric and come up from beneath, resurfacing with a stitch. It reminds me of breathing too, of swimming like a whale or a dolphin, surfacing for air and then diving down again. Each time I stitch, there's another invitation to stay with the feeling. When I applied this metaphor to the word wounded, it brought up the experience of agitating a wound in order to encourage its healing. So, roughing up the wound a bit to get the infection out and wash out the toxins. This allowed me to look back on a time when I was feeling a great deal of anger, and then allowing myself to feel that anger through and acknowledge it as valid. This parallels the metaphor of allowing the skin to begin to have new growth and to regrow without infection. So instead of burying the anger, regret, despair, grief, or resentment underneath a hunk of infected skin, I can reimagine the healing process. I can practice being willing to feel the anger that is there, be accepting and understanding of myself as a human being. And all of this while I'm creating art.